Hello, good afternoon. It's a little after 12 here in the Northwest. I'm just going to do a really quick update here without I don't have my camera on today, but it's okay. Just getting a real quick update mostly for Portland and what's left of this snow event. So, across Seattle, um, use a little thicker pen here. Across the Seattle area, widespread 2 to 8 inches of snow fell overnight today. Um, where I am, we got about 4.5 inches. So definitely some, a lot of snow-covered roads in the Seattle metro area. Also a lot of snow up here by the straight on Fuca, up by Bellingham. So most of us from Washington got into snow. Portland area, on the other hand, hasn't seen much at all, if anything. Um, This radar is actually showing mostly snow for some reason, but it's actually mostly rain with temperatures in about 35 to 38. Most of what I've seen is actually I should say about 37 to 39 range in the Portland area this afternoon. Well, late this morning, early this afternoon. But we have this low pressure coming in through northeast Oregon, as I said before last night. And we have this area of snow off to its northwest and most of what we call a deformation zone northwest of this little low. So I definitely Tri-Cities getting into a lot more snow today. Yakima getting some good snow. Hood River, a lot of the central eastern gorge getting some decent snow. So the question becomes what's going to happen in the Portland area today, the rest of today, and so I'll just quickly touch on that real quick, and then try to really quickly touch on the next event. But not sure how much I'll get into that. Kind of try to go kind of fast today. So here's the NAM model from this morning. The center of the upper level cold air is up in here, but the center of the surface low is way down here in Northern California. As of this is actually the forecast as of 5 o'clock this morning. So let's go. I think there's probably a new model run just not coming in, but I'm not looking at it at the moment. I might look at it in a second. So let's go to, this is 12 o'clock now. So at 12 o'clock, our center of our surface low is over here in eastern Oregon still, or at least one of the surface lows. There's another one offshore here, just off the coast of Oregon, and the center of the coldest there is also off here on the coast of Oregon. But this is the low that is sending the snow off just north and west in the deformation zone. And the NAM model, I'm just going to have you watch the Portland area right here. The NAM model, actually I'm going to erase that because I'm going to scroll up. But the NAM model brings some preset back into that into the Portland area this evening on the backside of this deformation zone here. Now the question is whether that's going to be rain or snow in the Portland area, and if so, how much. You'll notice snow is pretty much over in the Seattle area now, so don't expect to see any more up in this area. All right, so this is what the NAM shows, and then that kind of rotates around and disappears as that low moves off to the east tonight and tomorrow. So this is what the NAM is showing for snowfall. Now I'll get to another model. I think it might be a little better, but and again, this is this is this morning model run, so it still had some snow up in the Seattle area because we still had some snow this morning, but it was indicating the potential here for I guess anywhere from 1/10 of an inch up to 2 inches here in the Portland area. Let's just look real quick at the newest model run. Assuming it's coming in here, and it's only through 7 hours, but so it's just not starting to come in. So this is a 5 p.m. this afternoon now, starting to throw some precipitation back to the Portland area. But again, what the temperature's going to be is what I'm looking at. So in order to address that, I'm going to look at this. This is our high resolution rapid refresh model, and this low comes up into Northeast Oregon on the high resolution rapid refresh. And the thing, one of the good things of this one is that it actually picks up on these warm temperatures in the Willamette Valley and has rain through there, through the Portland area this afternoon. But what it does here, as this flow becomes a little more easterly, is starting at about 5-6 p.m. Brings some colder air to the gorge. Temperatures fall, and snow and precipitation in the Portland area turns over to some snow, according to this model. So, and then we go a little forward in time. It pretty much has that deformation zone over Portland area, kind of falling apart. This is now 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. So falling apart midnight or shortly, somewhere around midnight. But it has temperatures falling enough for snow starting around 5. And I'm going to show you, this is actually this is what's called a meteogram. It basically shows you a whole bunch of different models show. This is the rapid refresh, so it's just a low resolution version of the same model. And it has 3 inches of snow, 3.5 inches of snow in Portland. Probably a little overdoing it, but a lot of the other models at least have some here, anywhere from, I guess, I'm trying to figure out. So this one anywhere from a little over 1/2 inch up to 2.5 inches, if you believe any of the other models in the Portland area. So let's just see what the temperatures look like, forecast temperatures. And I actually look at the temperatures from the high resolution rapid refresh too that I looked at, and it's indicating the same type of thing. So temperature 38 right now. This is Portland Airport. Temperature 38 right now. Falling this afternoon, and this is this is 4 p.m. right. I can't even draw. This is 4 p.m. right here. Temperature 36 at 4 p.m. And then 31 by midnight, or sorry, 10 p.m. By 10 p.m. I often go into Central Time. I don't know why, because it's just easier to just subtract 6 hours than 8 hours. But and then at I guess it was 7 p.m. it has temperature 33. So we're looking at temperatures falling. That's the average temperature of all the models. That's the white line. But they're all pretty closely clustered here. So it looks like temperatures will be falling this afternoon, and I think Portland could see a period of snowfall between about 5 p.m. and ish. It could be sooner or a little later. Depends on how fast it falls. It might be more like 6 or 7. Could be as early as 4. Into basically until around midnight, when that snow starts tapering off. And how much snow? Well, again, these indicate 1 to 3. Let's see the high resolution rapid refresh model. I know the National Weather Service just let the winter weather advisory expire for Portland because they didn't think it was gonna accumulate too much. But let's see, this high resolution rapid refresh model has around 2 inches in a lot of the Portland area this evening. So and I would actually tend to believe that this is actually kind of it's kind of the same band in a way that Seattle got into. Remember, I said last night this band that moved from there to there and then kind of rotated here, and now is kind of moving south. If you look at the radar again, we'll see. Let's leave all those up there, but we see this. Here's that roughly that band. I mean, it's starting to fall apart over here, or radar's not picking up a lot either. But basically, it's because this low's coming up in here, and so we're getting this deformation zone now northwest of the low. So I think we're gonna see some snow now in Portland this evening. But I know not everyone who's watching this probably is going to be a fan of hearing that, but I think precipitation will change over to snow this afternoon. Late this afternoon into this evening in Portland. How much will fall depends on surface temperatures. The indications are the surface temperatures are going to be somewhere between 33 and 34 most of the time. Could go down to 32, so that could keep roadways a little bit clearer. If the temperature is actually above 32, the roadways are still a little warm. Obviously right now they're probably like in the upper 30s, but they will cool down. But if the air temperature stays a little bit above freezing, then accumulations will be more on the grassy surfaces. But I do think that Portland area is probably going to get into that period of snow. Probably see somewhere between I would say 1 to 3 inches. It could be half an inch to more like 2 inches, but I do think they can definitely see some snow this evening, late this afternoon into this evening. So that's latest indication for Portland. Seattle, like I said, Seattle's done. Go to really quickly then. I'll look at the. I guess I don't have any up right now. But I'll look at the long term again, just really quickly for the next system. That could bring in a little more, bring more snow. European model is I can't show, but it's all over this next system with snow. GFS has mostly more high elevation snow. So let me look at the mediogram, at least for Portland on Saturday, which is right around here. It has temperatures bottoming out 34 in Portland and then highs in the 40s in Portland on Saturday, and therefore, so I'll clear this. Therefore, snow amounts. It does forecast a little bit for Portland. GFS an inch and a half there, and even here, an inch or two. So that just, but you see the timing is like this. This morning's GFS, which I don't really like the off-hour runs here because they don't have as much data fed into them. So I prefer this run right here, down here, and it still has an inch and a half on Saturday, on Friday night into Saturday, and then this right here is the next one coming in on Sunday, Monday, and I'm not gonna really talk about that one yet. First, we gotta get past this first one, and then we'll start looking at this one, and maybe this one. And these keep varying, but you see the forecast temperatures from GFS are actually kind of warm for the most part during the day, but they were initially for this one too, but the low temperatures are near freezing as you get into Sunday morning and Monday morning. So now for Seattle, actually it's even colder. So the GFS has temperatures in Seattle. This right here, draw a straight line across. This is a 32-degree line. So for this weekend's systems, it has high temperature on Friday, 37, and then 33, and then 33. So it keeps Seattle definitely cold enough for snow, the GFS model. And so, for example, the GFS model from this morning had to start at half an inch here, and it would go up to 5. Had another 4.5 inches of snow in Seattle on, I guess that would be Friday evening. So again, timing amounts, everything this far ahead of time, not sure, but still a lot of uncertainty. But we're definitely looking at colder air hanging on, and most of this week, and another event coming. So here's the upper air pattern again. Just like last night, we're right here. This is the west coast, so northwest is right here. So we're looking for a pattern that kind of resembles this ridge. This trough coming in off enough to bring in cold air, and I didn't mean to do that. So enough offshore to bring us some moisture from offshore, but close enough to land to bring us cold air in. So roughly, there are other. If we already have cold air at the surface, then other patterns can also bring us some, as long as it doesn't erode the cold air. But here's this next trough round to the top of this ridge on Tuesday night already, and this is what we're watching. This is right tomorrow, and go back in time a little bit. So this is as of this afternoon. It's over here, and then it's going to run around the top of the ridge tomorrow. And then, actually, I'm sorry, that one is not the one I'm looking at. It's close. So this is actually the southern part of it, and this is the one that's a little weaker, way offshore. This actually happened this time too. This is going to go down to California, but what it does is it opens the door for, as it has this connection to this colder air, this cold trough, it opens the door for that to come south. So this is actually Thursday now, and I haven't actually looked at this model, so hopefully it's happening as I say. And there it is. There's this cold trough coming down now. So here's the ridge, and there's that trough coming in over the ocean, bringing cold air in, bringing moisture in. This is Friday night now. So anywhere from Friday and Saturday, could be as early as Friday. Well, technically, I guess it could be as early as Thursday night if you believe some of the other models, but I don't think it's going to be that soon. Thinking more Friday evening into Saturday, just like Sunday evening to Monday. So bringing cold air in, bringing moisture in, bringing chance of snow. European, which I'll look at in a minute, is all over this in terms of snowfall amounts. I'll talk about that when I get to it real quick. But that low hangs around, and then another cold air event comes in now Sunday and Monday. It's a little less classic, but it comes in on Sunday and Monday on GFS. If it quickly go forward beyond that, then we start getting into a little more pattern beyond that on the GFS model. Let's go to the European model real quick. And the European model, as I said, for Friday, Saturday, has anywhere from 4 to 12 inches across, all the way from Portland up to Seattle. So again, too early to talk about amounts, but here is that southern low on Thursday, and here's that cold air coming down. Again, I haven't looked at this pattern at all yet. I haven't looked at these models. So here's Friday. Now this cold air is starting to come down. There's that ridge, and here's that connection to that southern low here, and let's go one more Saturday morning, and there it is, right there. So basically, all this energy kind of gets absorbed. This cold air comes in, piles in, brings all this moisture, and this is actually a pretty significant snow event on the European model for Friday night. So once we get past this event, we'll be looking at this a little more. I don't know how many videos I'll have a chance to do this week because I'm pretty busy working 2 jobs at the moment. But again, it's something to look at for sure for Friday, Saturday, and the Northwest, possibly another significant snow event into the Northwest. And I'll look quickly beyond this real quick. So European basically has this low spinning, keeping a chance of snow actually in the Northwest through Sunday, just like the GFS does. So it's actually kind of similar. And if you remember last night, the GFS was pulling this low through the ridge, which looks like the European now is going to be doing. Yep, it pulls that low right to the ridge. Basically, that low is kind of strong, and the ridge gets cut off up there, and that low is able to squeeze through. So this keeps the chance of cold air over the Northwest all the way through the weekend and to early next week. This is now Tuesday, and then this is doing the same thing it did last night, but it starts to warm us up. The European model starts to warm us up mid next week. So in summary, Seattle's done for snow today. Portland, anywhere I would say 1/2 inch to 3 inches this evening. Don't be surprised if you get 3 inches. Don't be surprised if you only get 1/2 inch. If that rain hangs on a little longer and that cold air doesn't move in, but I think that cold air is going to start moving in. Definitely change to some snow, but it could be light snow that far west. I just wouldn't be surprised, like I said, to see a few inches out of that, out of that band as far west of Portland. And then next event on Friday, Saturday, more snow. looking more likely, and then possibly extending through the weekend with another surge of cold air, possibly Sunday, Monday next week, and then warming up starting mid next week. So it's gonna be might be a cold week, and into early next week with several possible chances of lowland snow. So not something that we see very often. So we'll see how much snow we actually end up with and how it compares to some of the bigger events we've seen in the past. I don't know if it's going to be quite like that yet or not, but Europeans suggest something pretty significant Friday, Saturday. So I'll be trying to watch that this weekend. Hopefully be able to do some update, but we'll see. So, all right, for tonight, the rest of today, have a good day. And this was a shorter video, so that's good. So have a good rest of the day, and talk to you later. Bye.